Hello, this is my Affidavit of Truth example for the IRS and Social Security Administration. I'd just like to mention three things before I begin. Try to get rid of your Social Security number. You think you're in this tax franchise with the IRS and Title 26 applies to you and all that. Well, it does as long as you have that number, but the Banking Secrecy Act of 1970 says you have to have a Social Security number to bank. After the terrorism acts, first they make up terrorists, and then they put in the law, whatever, put in new laws, and whatever. Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. Cause a problem, the government causes a problem. People cry out for a solution, and then the government comes in and gives the de facto solution, which is usually law. Anyways, the second point for the number of the beast is after 9/11. 2001, the Social Security lady at the Social Security Administration, I can't remember her name, the local office here in Nogales, Arizona, said that after 9/11, 2001, September 11th, 2001, pretty much you need a passport. To have a passport, you need a number, a Social Security number. Okay, so you can't travel outside the U.S., quote unquote, or the 50 states of the Union outside this country called the USA without a passport. And then the third thing is work. I'm not sure about work. I haven't researched it. Might want to research it. I don't know. Anyways, this is my affidavit. The United States is located in the District of Columbia. That's a UCC 9307 hotel. And I am not engaged in trade or business defined in 267701. Definitions of gross income is profit originating from the United States government corporation and earned by a federal instrumentality pursuant to 26871. Said profit must either originate from the District of Columbia or abroad. So Title 26 911, but may not originate from any state of the union. Our paychecks, for my corporate paycheck, there's an amount populated as total federal taxable gross. Please see this amount should be zero. Further, if my private company is acting as a federal employee information return agent for the IRS, it is a crime for compelled participation using, assigning, enforcing any civil statutory status reporting requiring of a Social Security number to work. That's Title 18, Section 1583, and Title 42, Section 1994. The 13th Amendment and Title 42, Section 408. Please cease and desist reporting all year-to-date, quote-unquote, federal taxable gross box for my paycheck and all other money types earned as federal employee. No assumption about my status will be made. I have already completed IRS government employee form W-4 under penalty of perjury that my income is earned outside the U.S. and within the 50 states of the Union. This form is only for government employees, so I may be committing perjury by filling it out as a private worker and do so under protest and duress outside the United States and within the 50 states of the Union. Consequently, anyone who does not submit an IRS form W-4 who is not otherwise engaged in public office earns no reportable wages or gross income in connection with their labor pursuant to 3401 and 3402. Gross income is profit originating from the U.S. government corporation and earned by federal instrumentality. Pursuant to 26 Section 871, said profit must either originate from the District of Columbia or abroad, according to 26.911, but may not originate within the state of the Union. Moreover, only federal employees are required to report such federal taxable income to the IRS as information return agents within the federal government. Also, I have not agreed to benefits such as Social Security, Medicare, federal income tax paycheck deductions, or any other federal tax for future federal employee benefits. Please provide legal evidence that I volunteered. Your silence on the matter will mean I have not volunteered for any U.S. benefits, such as but not limited to Social Security, Medicare, federal income tax, FICA. My local Social Security Administration office says it is not required by my private company to forcibly deduct money without my consent, and that is the employer that is responsible for all deductions of federal future benefits in the form of taxes from my paycheck. But my private company payroll office says it is the Social Security admin office who is forcing them to deduct money from my paycheck. I am filing with the IRS and the Social Security Administration a form 4029. 4029, there it is. If you want to get your Mennonite or Amish, I think that's why this form was created, because it's constitutional. They fought it in court, but my pastor won't sign it. The average pastor won't sign this. They say that the Mennonites or Amish only can do a 4029 application for exemption from Social Security and Medicare taxes and waiver of benefits. So you won't get your retirement, but they won't take it out of your friggin' check. Even after you retire, if you want to go back to work with another job, they still will take out the Social Security from your paycheck. How stupid is that? How crazy? That's some crazy stuff right there. Anyways, back to the affidavit. Application for exemption of Social Security and Medicare and waiver of benefits. Please see my only other remedy would be to sue any public official, including any IRS employee under 28 Section 2679 in the Federal Tort Claims Act, Title 28, Section 2679, exclusiveness of remedy against the United States, provided by Sections 1346 and 2672. Personal injury, for injury or personal injury or death arising from a resulting wrongful act or omission of any employee. So you got a personal injury. Injury, it can be tort. It can be a physical punch in the face. Okay? Government, while acting within the scope of his office or employment. Wrongful act or wrongful act. So injury or wrongful act, which means you don't sue the government, you sue the employee who did the wrongful act. While acting within the scope of his office or employment under protest and duress with all constitutional rights reserved. And I'll sign it, date it, and blood with my thumbprint, like Solomon would with his ring, They use a red wax. I just use blood, man, because that's how I roll. Anyways, there you go. Hope this helps. Bye. Take care.